What's up, guys? Ron Harris here. And remember, if you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. The like button looks like a thumb. You just click on the thumb thing. So I want to talk today about two of the athletes at the Mr. Olympia last weekend who failed to look the way we expected them to look. I'm sure they wanted to look a lot better. We'll start with the reigning Mr. Olympia champion, Samson Dauda, because Samson was in a great spot to repeat his win. We all thought Samson was going to be his best ever. At least a lot of us did. There were doubts. He guest posed in Romania at 6 weeks out, looking leaner than we'd ever seen him. But he was also looking like he was starting to downsize. And sure enough, once he got to the actual show, he was a smaller version, a flatter version. It wasn't just an issue of being flat. He had lost muscle tissue. There's no doubt about that. I don't know what he ended up weighing. To me, it looked like he was about 20 pounds less. Whatever it was enough to knock him from first place last year to fourth place this year. The difference in prize money was very substantial. Instead of winning $600,000, he only walked away with $40,000. So he missed out on $560,000 that I'm sure he was counting on and expecting to win. And a lot of us were. So what does he need to do? That's the $1 million question. I'll show you while we're talking. I'm going to put up Mark's Max Muscle did a great video. He does a lot of these side-by-side comparisons, comparing different bodybuilders, comparing same bodybuilders to how they looked before versus now. So I'm just going to let it roll. Yeah, here we go. So you can see Samson lost a great deal of pop. Great deal of pop here. Hang on. Let me share the screen. Go to YouTube. Yeah, here we go. All right. So, no, it's not sharing. Oh, boy. Sorry, guys. Not really sure why it won't do that. Oh, it's my fault. I know what I did now. All right, here we go. All right, guys. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties because of me being old and technophobic. So in a second, I'll be able to skip the ad. There we go. All right. So let's get to some of your comments, questions, suggestions. Samson's doing, I heard he's doing Prague as well. He's done Prague a couple times before. I think he won that show a couple of years back. He's going to have his hands full. I say that because Krizo's there. Now, I do believe he'll beat Krizo. Keon Pearson is making his open debut there. Martin Fitzwater is going to be there. Martin almost beat him. I honestly had Martin in fourth, Samson in fifth at this last Olympia last weekend. A lot of people felt that way. And I have no skin in the game. Neither guy will give me an interview regardless. So I'm not kissing anyone's ass. I honestly thought Martin looked better than Samson. Samson is a tremendous bodybuilder. I don't know if he's capable of getting into the condition that we want to see. Look at the difference in the legs there. The legs came down a lot. The legs in the back were where I really saw the difference. Granted, his waist came in, which is a good thing, but it's only a good thing if everything else is still big. I still don't see much improvement in the condition. I just see a drastic loss in the fullness and the size. This is about how the size Samson was a couple of years ago. Let's see, where do they go? Where do they go? And where do they go? You're singing there. Where do they go? Oh, no, you're singing. I thought you were singing the other song. You're singing Sweet Child of Mine. Where do they go now? Yes, your mom's flip-flopped. It's only, let's see, 6 hours ahead. So 9 p.m. in Germany. Well, you're a youngster. You need to get to bed soon to make those gains. Have some hearts. Props to you, Mr. Ron, being so consistent. I try, man. I'm trying my best. I'm really trying to make this channel grow. With Samson, it depends if it's a loading issue. I don't believe it was a loading issue at all. And I don't believe it was a peaking issue with Nick. I'll get into Nick after I'm done talking about Samson. But so loading issue means you were flat, meaning the muscles were depleted of glycogen, which is what our livers turn carbohydrates into. Glucose turns into glycogen inside the muscles. If a muscle is flat, you can fill it out. But if you've lost a certain amount of muscle tissue, you can't fill out tissue that's gone. I'm sure he'll be fuller in Prague. I'm sure he'll look a little better, but it's going to take him a little more time than that to get back to his usual 300-pound Samson. You know, I take responsibility, partial responsibility, because I was one of the many people who gave him shit saying Samson's never been shredded. I'd love to see him shredded. Of course, I wanted to see him shredded, but still big. He came in smaller. I don't see him any leaner, honestly. Tell me, guys, if I'm way off here, but I don't think he was any more conditioned at this smaller size. Yeah, that's a pay cut. 600 versus 40. Jeez. Why exactly did Samson downsize so much? Like everyone, I think he pushed too hard. I think they were told so many times to go for condition, him and Marlena, especially after he lost the Arnold Classic back in early March to Derek Lunsford. It was basically because Derek out-conditioned him. Because obviously Samson's beaten Derek before. However, it just didn't pay off. The gamble didn't pay off. And I have it on authority from a source that at least one person reached out to Marlena and Samson after the guest posing in Romania, expressing concern that he was possibly pushing too hard on the prep and losing some muscle. And they told him, don't worry, we know what we're doing. And, I'm sure they believed that in their hearts, but they didn't know what they were doing. Samson can keep trucking. Nick can retire. Nick's not going to retire. He's like 31 years old. I blame the multicolored trunks. Nah, those are cool trunks. Again, this video is Mark's Max Muscle that I'm showing. Mark's Max Muscle. I want to give him credit because I am using his video extensively here. One of these days, Ron will pay to skip ads. Nah, I never will. I don't even pay to do that on like Netflix. Too cheap. Samson won't win Prague. No chance in hell. Who do you think beats him? Martin, Keon, Crizzo? I don't know who else is doing it. Martin and Samson will be a battle. Someone else signed up. That's the fight. I don't know. Maybe Keon. Who's to say Keon can't push him hard? Keon's no joke. Good morning from Melbourne. It's, 5 a.m. over there, right? Yikes. Get an ad blocker. It's free. Oh, the ad blocker thing messes me up because then every pop-up, it's just been issues in the past. Don't worry, guys. I'm sorry I made you wait there for like 3 seconds. I'm sorry. Close to 11,000 subscribers. Yeah, keep on subscribing. Appreciate it. It's without talking about Mike Israetel. I never talked about Wes Watson. I never talked about Mike Israetel. I did make one video about Mike Van Wyck last year after he knocked out poor little Jeff Nippard. To root my take from yesterday on Nick. Oh, what's up? What's up, Leo? Yeah, I was going to get to Nick, but I was actually going to reference you, Leo, because I think your suggestion, Samson doing Prague, I haven't heard any confirmation yet, but why wouldn't he do it? I don't know why he's not doing British Grand Prix. I guess maybe the money's not as good. I don't know if the money's better in Prague, but British Grand Prix, maybe it wasn't enough time for him to bounce back and fill out in him and his coach Marlena's minds. But geez, it's right there in the UK. Why wouldn't he do that? Yeah, I keep hearing that he's doing Prague, but we've heard nothing from Samson. Legs almost half a stick there. Yeah, the legs came down a lot. He was more conditioned? Okay. I don't see it. Maybe a little. Like I said, I think maybe he's 5% more conditioned and easily 10 to 15% smaller, maybe more, maybe 20%. Nick does not look well at all. He should retire and get all the medical attention. I don't think he needs to retire, but we'll talk about what he should do in a moment. The lost pop made it look much more. Yeah, because when you're flat, when you've lost muscle tissue, it's not bursting. You don't have that fullness pushing out, and the skin isn't as tight. Think about it. When people are obese and they lose a lot of weight, they have loose skin. They usually have to have skin surgery, especially morbidly obese people. So this is a very small version of what we're seeing. He had lost some muscle, so the skin wasn't wrapped as tightly around the muscle because, your skin's elastic to a point. It's conditioned that much better. A tiny bit. I don't think it was worth it. I think if he had come in looking exactly the way he did last year, he probably could have won or at least been second. I don't think he would have been lower than second. Lost a lot in the lower lats. Yeah. Sam should be tunnel vision, stick himself to solid off season. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't know if his wife is the best coach for him. Like I said last night with Leo and Justin and Mike Cox on the Meathead podcast, we thought, and Samson said, and Marlena said, there's no better coach than someone who can be there 24/7. Someone who can see you every day, every night, all the time, be there in the gym with you, in the kitchen, make sure you're eating what you need to be eating, make sure you're doing all your cardio, not slacking. However, when someone is that close to you, and especially when it's a spouse, maybe they don't want to see you suffer. That's one thing to think about. Another thing to think about is maybe because they see you so often, now I got to skip the ads again. Sorry guys, this is going to be about 3 seconds. I'm not paying for ad blocker because I rarely ever share videos from YouTube. So when someone is that close, they see you so often, it's like maybe they can't even see what's happening. Oh, that was the end of the video. Okay, well, I think I'm going to stop sharing it anyway. Yeah, stop sharing. Okay, go back to StreamYard, put up the comparisons from the Olympia so we have something to look at. CP 12, Mr. Top 4. Okay, so yeah, here he was. 4th place in this lineup where it was Derek, Hadi, Andrew, and Samson. And Andrew made Samson look small. I mean, I didn't know if I'd ever live to see that day, but he did. Andrew made him look small. Let's see. Slightly leaner, not a massive improvement, not super impressive. Yeah, something went wrong. I think what went wrong is they pushed too hard. They went too low on the carbs, calories, too much cardio. That, I don't know. I don't know if he's ever going to come out and say exactly, because his statement was that they just didn't have enough time to load, like carb load. I don't think this was something that another couple days, another 2, 3, 4 days of eating more carbs was going to fix. I believe it was lost muscle tissue that he lost in the last, say, 6 to 8 weeks of the prep. You're not going to get that back in a couple days just by eating more sweet potatoes and cream of rice. Blame Marlenka, she's coach. I do blame Marlena, Samson. I mean, I don't blame her like, what a horrible coach. It's just, she's his only client. I'm not saying she doesn't know what she's doing, but I'd like to see what someone like a Chris Aceto, Boss of Outlaw, I said Chris Aceto, Chad Nichols, someone like that. I'd like to see what Patrick Tor, I'd like to see what they could do with him. What's up, Zionic? Live during the day. Yeah. Samson was small and soft. Smaller and softer. The condition, he wasn't soft, but he was smaller, and that really hurt him. Fuad's less pockets, Samson was 4 pounds less. That looks like a lot more than 4 pounds, man. If you want, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid, Fuad. Sorry, bro. That is not 4 pounds. We just watched a whole bunch of comparisons from last year to this year. Don't tell me that's 4 pounds. That's more like a minimum of 10 pounds. I suspect it's more like 15 to 20 pounds. If I had to guess. I don't think Samson was on fake or no. Yeah, I mean, that's always a possibility, Leo. It's just I think they did say that Merrick Health had him on less overall gear, but still, you're telling me that Samson, Dauda can't get real gear? Really? The guy who was the reigning Mr. Olympia, who's got plenty of money, plenty of connections in the industry. You're telling me he couldn't get good gear? I'm not buying that. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. Yeah, this was last year. Huge difference, guys. Huge difference. Way better last year. Don't give YouTube your money. I'm not giving them any money. They need to give me more money. The downsizing the back. Yeah. Chud Muffin, that's where I saw it. The back was really flat. His back was about the size it was 3-4 years ago. Both should do Arnold Classic. See, I don't think Nick should. Samson, yes. Nick, probably not. Right, I forgot about Keon. Yeah, Keon's no joke, guys. Behind shots really show the loss. If Keon comes in like the Olympia, Keon will win, no doubt in my mind. Look at realistically, it's Martin and Keon. Keon's just better. Well, I'm going to give Samson the benefit of the doubt because that gives Samson 2 weeks between shows to fill out or regain some of the muscle tissue that he did lose. And I believe he can gain back probably about half of what he lost in that time frame. I think he can do it. And that Samson might be enough to beat Martin, to beat Keon. We're going to find out. Abs look worse in that photo comparison. Yeah, it had to be tissue loss. Had to be, significantly so. Keon just got to keep that gut separation check. There's nothing he can do about that. Blue RNG, whatever your name is there. That is purely genetic. The formation of Keon's abs, there is nothing he can do about that. It's not going to change. That gap in between the left and the right side of his abs, it's going to be like that forever. I don't think Samson's running fake gear since he ain't working with Matt Jansen. Womp, because that was a speculation about Nick Walker last year, why he dropped out of the Olympia. How can he be leaner with less abs? I mean, to me, he didn't look, the condition to me wasn't better. Leo and a few people say he was a little more conditioned. I don't see it. I think Samson should do the Arnold. I don't think Nick should. We'll talk about Nick in a minute. However, if Water Buffalo does Arnold, he might win. Who's Water Buffalo? I don't know who Water Buffalo is. I got to go back to some footage. I can't just Can't just yap. Let's go to when Samson won. That was obviously the best day of Samson's career last year, a year ago when he won the Olympia. Does Samson dare do the Arnold if Andrew was waiting there? Well, I mean, I feel like he needs to beat Andrew now or to make a statement. Otherwise, if he does the Arnold and Andrew beats him, then that's it. I think Andrew's solidified himself as an Olympia, a definite Mr. Olympia contender. He is. We know that. But it means he's sort of gone past Samson. It was flat, simple fix. Los Sons, I think he lost muscle. I don't think it was just flat. Nick will never miss a row. Probably not. I think he'll look crazy his next show. He will. Mom's flip-flop. Samson should definitely not do Prague and now build that muscle back quickly. He should do the Arnolds or something. Well, he can't build it back any quicker. It's going to come back at whatever rate it's going to come back at. Have you seen his updates? No. Let's take a look. Has he put any posing updates on? I'm curious. I was looking at pictures of him. Let's see. What do we got, Samson? What do we got? Oh, okay. All right. Let's go to that. Let's see how he's looking and we'll see what he's got to say for himself. I just got to get rid of this first. Samson wins. Where did I put that? Bear with me, guys. You always do. I appreciate you guys. Samson finals. Samson wins. I have so many video clips loaded and playing, guys. It's crazy. I need to delete some of these. I'm going to his update in a minute. Okay, here we go. Let's go to Instagram. All right, 1 second. Share screen. All right, this is Samson's latest update. Granted, this is him by himself. This is better than he looked at the show. And of course, I knew, this was posted today. Today is Thursday. So this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He's had 5 days to load, to eat up more carbs. Let's see if there's any loss in condition. Not too much. He wasn't much leaner than this on stage. You can see there's some water bloat there. He's retaining some water, as you would expect from anybody who pulled water for the show, which they all do. And especially with the reintroduction, I'm sure he's been eating a lot of carbs since then. So there's going to be some fluid retention. He definitely looks better here than he did at the show in terms of the size and the fullness. He's not quite back to the usual Samson, but he's well on his way back. To qualify somehow. I don't believe, I don't think they've changed it. If you're the winner, a Mr. Olympia winner, you're qualified for life. Like Derek, Hottie, and Andrew. No, they all, I don't know, Don Pump. He needs to qualify. Well, yeah, top three don't need to qualify, but they did say before that Mr. Olympia champions, they're qualified for life. He'll only jeopardize his long-term health. I assume you're saying if he continues to compete, he doesn't need to qualify, right? Simpson's qualified for life. Samson is also 40 now. I think he turns 40 in a few months. Yeah, Donald, I'm pretty sure they did say not that long ago in a post at some point this year that Mr. Olympia winners are qualified for life or for 5 years. And he just won the Olympia in 24. Despicable Me. Samson chase condition, he's not Dorian Yates. So when he lost wow factor, he looked stringy as hell. Yeah, because he's taller. I mean, Dorian was 5'11". Hottie's only 5'4", 5'5". YouTube Premium is $13. Rondo be cheap, so worth it. Nah. I rarely share videos from YouTube. Sean Roden was 43 when he won. Yeah, I remember. What could be Nick Walker's next show if he doesn't do the Arnold? We'll get to Nick in a minute. Name a successful top male bodybuilder as a female coach. I don't want to shit on, say it's because she's a woman that she can't be a great coach, but let's face it, she hasn't coached a bunch of other people like all these other coaches that we mentioned. Stefan Kienzel, I think he's coached hundreds of people at this point. Aceto, probably thousands. Patrick Tour, probably thousands. Chad Nichols, hundreds or thousands. Marlena is not that experienced as a coach. So maybe he needs to find someone that's just a little more experienced. That's all. Next video on Andrew winning and ChatGPT is interesting. Rolly had a female coach did well. Yeah, Grandma, Sibylla Peters, she was good. Andrew looked best. A lot of people feel that way. I keep saying when Andrew lands, it's over for a lot. His shape is amazing. He needs more legs for sure. my humble opinion, Nick should take some time off and work diligently on his admin. Yeah, we're going to get to him in a second. I want to get to him. It's not about the big female with the lack of overall experience. Yeah, Grandma had been a coach for a while, Sibylla Peters, and she had worked with a good amount of athletes. Marlena had not. To the best of my knowledge, Samson is her first and only client she's ever had. And yeah, they did a pretty good job. They won the Olympia together last year. But did they just get lucky? Was it just a fluke? I don't know. Anyway, Derek Lumpsford, he's the altar boy. Oh boy, you're saying the altar boy. No, it's not. There's no favoritism anymore. It could be Hadi again. It could be Derek again. Andrew could win next year. We could see all kinds of things happen next year. Or Samson could get it back. If Andrew improves weaknesses, the Olympia will be his next year. Sean Rice, thank you so much for the $5. With the year that Derek has had winning 3 shows, and becoming 2 times for Olympia, you think he is top 20 of all time? I think that's subjective, but he's got that so-called triple crown. Very few guys have ever won the Arnold and the Olympia in the same year. I believe the only 2 prior to this were Ronnie Coleman did that back in 2001, and I believe Dexter Jackson did it in 2008. I think Dexter won the Arnold that year. Never in a million years. I don't know what you mean, never in a million. Nick needs to take Sean's advice to downsize sports physique. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Samson was 4 pounds. He was on 0 carbs for days before the, yeah. He wasn't 4 pounds lighter. I'm not buying that. Sorry, Fuad. I know that's your boy, but I'm not buying it. With Nick, it wasn't a peaking issue. 10 pounds more. Yeah, we'll get to Nick in a second here. Martin with 10 more pounds, we have 4. So I agree. Martin's getting better all the time. Yes. You can see the difference with the side leg too. Don't forget Samson's age. I don't think it is. He's young as a pro. He hasn't been a pro for that long. It's not like he's been up there 20 years. He only started competing, I think, in 2015. So she's really not that old in terms of bodybuilding. Saboteur shoes Hadi is never going to miss Joe again. Don't say that. That's not necessarily. Why do you say that? It's not about the if he can get it. There's 80% fake now. He's stuck to what he always used and they started faking. Yeah, I've seen videos where there's so much fake gear out there now. And that's why one of the reasons, I stopped cycling for health reasons because I didn't want to die young, and people were dropping dead left and right a couple of years ago when I finally made that decision to just use TRT doses and no more Tren, no more Equipoise, none of that stuff. But I don't know. That's a good point. I just don't. That's crazy if 80% of the gear out there is fake right now. So go to Samson's story, check out his fuller look, legs still down a buck. Well, this is I don't know when you posted that, 309. So we're showing his fuller look. Yeah, he looks better. He looks a few pounds up already. Martin beat Keevan. Martin beating Keon. I'll put Keon up while we finish up the Samson discussion. I think Keon wins. Nick Walker. Where's Keon? Oh, did I not? I thought I had Keon. I didn't put Keon's routine up there. My bad. Well, there's Keon, just so you can look at him. All right. So go back to your comments. I'm just trying to catch up on all your Samson comments before I move over to talk about next. Should they do away with all the class visions? I don't know. You can't really do that at this point. Martin Krieser will beat Keon. Keon's abs probably will get worse. Nick needs AJ Sims as a coach. Why do you think that one particular coach is going to be better than any other coach? Samson walking to the Arnold. Hi, Samson. People are going to appreciate Samson's size more because now they've seen him lose it. Don't be harsh on Samson. When Cynthia gets putting remaining apparent law said, wow, and probably you were on truth. He was looking strong yourself. Yeah, I said it's. I've been taking accountability several times already in this live. Sam said he didn't fill out. Why not believe him and leave it at that until the next show? He looks much better now. Well said, because I know what a flat body looks like. I know the difference. I've seen tons and tons of guys who are flat and then seen them full like the next day. Nobody is that much smaller just by being flat. Carbs don't make that much of a difference. Muscle glycogen doesn't make that much of a difference. I believe that's what he believes. I don't think that's the case. Walker's sore leisure being rude to fans. Is Chad be the right choice? He's not working with the top pros. He gives undivided attention. Yeah, Chad's good with the big guys. Ab separation isn't just genetics. Some steroids metabolize progesterone hormones. Well, I don't know how he's supposed to bring it back now. Keanu, other bodybuilders, short torso arms because they've got less wiggle room. Yeah, you see that with guys like Bonac as well. This sport is rough and unforgiving. Let me go back to this. I swear I'm going to get to Nick if I can keep up with all your comments. I appreciate all your comments. So Peak Samson needs to get this fullness back. Shadowy lighting on the same stage. Says updates are heavily filtered. Always be. Yeah, he does like to do the filters. They also have praise for dedication. Oh, Jordan, I mean, I always speak respectfully about these guys. I know how hard they work. So what happens when your wife is a coach? She doesn't luck out. Oof, rough. Champions to qualify for life in the division, correct? Okay, if Samson doesn't need to qualify, shouldn't do any show at all. Why would he? Probably just to redeem himself in the eyes of himself and the fans, show people that was not the real me at the Olympia. I can look a lot better. Steroids that break down in progesterone cause ab splits of the THT, especially prep hardening compounds. Well, they all use those. Big shout out, Ron from the UK, T15. What's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate it. Do you still think Samson can win the Olympia? I do. Of course I do. Of course he does. He's still got the same physique. It just needs to come in fuller, bigger and fuller next time like he always did. Like he did when he won the Arnold in 2023 and when he won the Olympia in 2024. Mind is important as a body in the sport. Yeah, that's why he'll compete again. Age will eventually be a factor. Yeah, it's not a factor yet. Samson's been 40 for the last 4 years. Yeah, a lot of these guys like Andrew Jack he was 39 for about 3 years. Still got a few years. Invite Leo on. He's in the chat. If he asked me to, I would. Leo gave me like an hour and a half last night on the Meathead podcast already. Mr. Potato Head would just say, let AI coach him. AI coaching, eh? Stefan is great. I don't think that he would be vibe with Samson. I don't know who would. Aceto did Derek, Andrew, and Dino. Yeah, Chris Aceto had a hell of a run at this Olympia. Samson's wife coached Mike Summerfield, and he grew shorter. That's not true. He had Boss of Outlaw. Boss of Outlaw was coach. I think Nick should qualify early, get off gear 4 or 5 months, wear a waist trainer. Well, I think he should get off first. Get off the gear first before he does anything else. We'll talk about that in a second. Somebody must take 4th or 5th place. Oof. Stefan even said Aceto was the best current coach and the biggest inspiration. How do you self-impose? What is a Triple Crown? Why is Pittsburgh more prestigious? Well, because it's Jim Manion's show. That's why. And it's $100,000, even though Dubai was actually more money. Dubai gave $140,000. Behruz Tabani got $140,000 for winning Dubai. So it's the 3rd biggest prize, cash prize in the IFBB Pro League. Stefan seems to work best with athletes with the same approach of self-reflection. Never in a million years, Dark isn't top 20, no way. Honestly, Hadi probably had this year, but Andrew's right here. It was only 2-point difference, and Hadi did win the night show, the finals. The night show, they were both the night. The finals on Saturday. They gave it to Derek. What happened to Grandma who trained Rolly? She comments on like my Facebook post stuff. I don't know if she's still coaching. I don't know. Joint winners wrong class, Mr. Olympia. Brandon Curry, did he do that? Yeah. So Derek. So it's 4 people have done it. Thank you, Colleen. I appreciate it. How he got robbed this year? He didn't get robbed. He didn't get robbed. One last hate post for Derek. I don't feel there's enough in the chat. Gosh, I can't keep up with your comments, so I can start talking about Nick. I think Curry, good veto. Others had a better package than Nick. Why do judges always take a year later or just set placings? A year later. How did she be 3-time Mr. O? Nick should consult Rolly Winkler about how he trimmed his waistline. There's a brand new vid on YouTube about the fake gear flooding the market now. Yeah, I think that was the Think Big podcast. Think Big podcast. If you use fake gear, are you still a natty? Yeah. Depending would the Olympia benefit from bringing in fresh judges? They're not going to do that. So they're not going to do that. Everyone looks better after Olympia when stress is over and you have some cheat meals. Of course, they're going to look a lot fuller. Samson doesn't look anywhere near as lean here. Anywhere near as lean. I don't think it's fat. I think he's just holding a lot of water now. Because when you pull water, it's very hard to not hold a bunch of water when you start drinking a bunch of water again, eating a bunch of carbs. You're going to retain a ton of fluid. Some guys go so overboard with that, they get edema and high blood pressure and have to be hospitalized. What should Nick do? Let's get to Nick in a second. Okay, that's a good point. Appreciate the honesty. Thank you. Shut up now, so I want to catch up. Oh, gosh, I can't catch up. It just keeps coming. Ab splits is a common issue. Florian, I'm going to not talk about ab splits anymore. Sorry. I'm leaving. Nick sucks. Always excuses. Dino. When Nick was calling other guys out for being, all right, I'm going, geez, I want to get to Nick. Being Instagram buyers, I always thought Nick projecting his security publics deep down knows an IG bodybuilding has the worst stomach and legs. Boss of Outlaw is not Summerfield's coach. Yeah, Summerfield is coached by who? Correct me. It's not Boss of Outlaw, it's who? Summerfield. Why there's such a surprise? I think everybody was pushed too hard. Died. Is it Chris? Is it Cito? It's Cito, right? Cito. It doesn't really matter to me so much who coaches who. I know a lot of you guys are obsessed with who's coaching who. To me, it's like not that big a deal. I don't know why it's such a surprise. I think everybody was pushed too hard. Oh, of course. But unfortunately for Samson, it happened at the Olympia that he was trying to defend his title at. Oh, he's coached by his demon? Oh, that's rough. Guys, if you're the best athlete, it doesn't make you the best coach. Yeah, I think Aceto is great, but if he switches athletes with Tour, he would have done better. Tour is the best coach, hands down. You won't catch up with the comments, Ron. Just move on. Yeah, Judge Judy. You're almost there, Ron. Oh, come on. I can do it. Oh, God. Yeah, you know what? I'm moving on, guys. I'm moving on. Sorry, I'm moving on. All right, Nick Walker. So, Nick did not look the way we expected. He looked a lot better in Pittsburgh. Now, I don't think this is a peaking issue, as his coach Kyle Wilkes made that video explaining a few days ago. Look at the condition. I don't think his condition was off. I think he was full. So if he wasn't flat and he wasn't spilled over or holding water or body fat, then he peaked right. There was no peaking problems. This footage is from Saturday. I know he looked a little better Saturday, but he didn't look bad on Friday, guys. It's not like he looked bad on Friday. So what happened to him? I just think his waist got bigger, and he got bigger because he added 4 pounds. He added 4 pounds. Oh, oh gosh. Okay, sorry, guys. I can't keep up with everything. I'm trying. I want to go to Nick's photos in a second. Once the video's over. Yeah. So, okay. All right, and we're back. Yeah, so to me, the 10 pounds that he gained since Pittsburgh was not a good 10 pounds. Neil's video playing about the height thing. Oh, Mike Summerfield is coached by Neil Hill. I know that I should. Now, I know that it's when I'm talking fast, my brain's like going all over the place because I'm trying to keep up with everything in the comments. But yeah, this is why going live is tough sometimes. Yeah, you're right. Neil Hill is his coach. I knew that. I forget things when I'm scatterbrained like this. Neil Hill. Yep. But we're talking about Nick now. Nick the Brick. Nick needs a time machine. I thought Nick should do Prague, but Kyle said they're shutting it down for the year. No, Nick shouldn't do Prague. So, in all honesty, Nick should retire. No. I don't think he has the structure to win Mr. Olympia, but he could definitely be a top 3 guy again. I mean, I'll go back to this was 2022. This was just 3 years ago. This was the last Olympia that he did because he missed 23 and 24. And remember, guys, I think he was about 250, 255 here, and supposedly he was about 270 or 275 at this Olympia. So the extra weight did not help. It made it. Most of it seems to have gone to his belly, honestly. He didn't have a small waist here, no, but it was smaller than it is now. The midsection wasn't as blocky and chunky looking. He just had a better flow, and his legs looked better. And I know they're not. His legs haven't shrunk, but his upper body's gotten bigger since then. And I don't think his legs have gotten any bigger, honestly. Pittsburgh Nick was at the Olympia. Would he have been top 4? Probably. Chest is overpowered. Yeah, when he hits a lot of his front shots, his chest sort of goes away. Not the crab, but when he puts his hands together in that clasp most muscular, his shoulders and his arms totally dominate the chest. Next time was tan. Yeah, he had a way better tan here. Leo made a sharp point at the high caliber clientele. Yeah, so Leo was the one that said he believes Nick's best bet to recapture his best look and to place better, maybe win the Arnold again, maybe be top 3 at the Olympia again, is to go off all the gear for 3 or 4 months, completely clean out, take the food volume down, just let his body relax, recharge, reset, get healthy again before he goes back on gear and goes back to eating obscene amounts of food, which most of these guys have to do to be this big. If he could have kept the structure, yeah, when he won the Arnold, you find it would be different. Yeah. Somebody got offset on him. Also, Nick looked much more polished Saturday. How did he say he lost? It's saying when Martin looked most the same. Yeah, I know. It can be confusing, guys. It can be confusing. So this was the Pittsburgh version, Nick, which I like better. I like this version a lot better than the version we saw at the Olympia. He's not a second-tier bodybuilder. Top 60 in Olympia, you're not a second-tier bodybuilder. He's been through a lot. Yeah, he has. Better than he poses. Nick came in 2 years too late. He could have beaten Roden or Curry Olympias. Now he has no chance in hell. Those were a couple of the weaker years, yeah, for the Olympia. He had none of this energy. Who would win, Nick or Big Ramy? Ramy at his best would beat Nick. I don't see that as a question. Why the old heads didn't tell him, don't go off the scale. Nick wouldn't listen to old heads anyway. He's Gen Z. No, he's a millennial. He's one of the older millennials. But I don't think he would have listened to anyone like my age who made any suggestions. I don't think he listens to the old people. Skin looked thinner back then. His bald head. Yeah, I think he should grow his hair back. Here he is in Pittsburgh with hair. I don't like the bald look on Nick. I know it's got nothing to do with the physique. It's just, it doesn't look good. His head makes his head look bigger. The bald head. I don't like it. So he's not going to listen to me. Doesn't worry. First Ramy Olympia, no chance. Second Ramy Olympia, Nick would have had a shot. Yeah, Nick can step on stage. 300 with enough gear, still quite. At 300, at 5'7", which he claims to be, Nick would not look good. No way. Can he get off the gear though mentally? I don't know. He needs to. He needs to. That midsection is just getting out of control. It was flatter here. It was a lot bigger at this Olympia. I wonder what he'll do now. I'm sure he'll probably make some kind of announcement soon. Allergy test, KP7, BPC 57. See, Leo's giving him all the secrets right here. This is what he should do. All the peptides that would help him out. The whole PED cycle, peptides and gear. Yeah, he shouldn't come off all tests because his body can't manufacture testosterone anymore. He's going to have to be on TRT. But some of these, he looks great in some shots here. But there, look how blocky. That just looks so blocky to me. Yikes. It's just there's no V taper there. I know you can't see his face. Back looks good. I mean, his back is definitely improved. But when he's like not holding his belly in, good Lord, it's just too damn big. It's too damn big. Tanner way better. Pitt in New York, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Nick would listen to anyone but his coach. And that's fine, you know. The coach is the person you're supposed to listen to, but I don't think his coach was ever telling him, I'm just speculating, dude, your gut is getting bigger. You need to chill out on that. You need to stop worrying about size. He had all the size he needed. He didn't need to be bigger. His quads needed to be bigger. Nothing about his upper body needed to be bigger. His back, and he did that, but his arms got bigger. His shoulders, I don't think his chest got any bigger. We should listen to Donald Pump. Yeah. Regardless of age. 2021, Nick was peak. He says hair was thin. He says that it didn't look like it was thin to me. It looks fine. It looked fine to me. Someone needs to work with Nick on the front lat spray for sure. That's never been a good shot for him. Needs to. In classic physique, you can't be bald. There's some bald guys in classic. But you notice not many. Needs to lay off the GH. Your GH receptors are in your intestines. Most of your GH receptors are in your intestines. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds pretty right. This is from the pay-per-view, the live stream. It was very dark, but you could see Nick. Nick was over there in the blue trunks. Again, very, very, very dark lighting at the Olympia this year. Why does GH insulin give you a bubble gut? Well, that guy just just claimed to know the answer. I don't know if it's true or not. What Nick has achieved is Trump's most body will overachieve, and then I do for his legacy will be a caution. Yeah, he's already achieved a lot. He's already won the Arnold. He's won 3 New York pros. He's been top 3 at the Olympia. He's already had a great, great career, and he only turned pro in 2020, August of 2020 or September it was. So he's done a lot in a short time. You got Dave Palumbo as a coach. I don't know if you're joking. Nick has no chance unless the midsection is tight and small. It's never going to be tight and small, Iron Brothers, but it needs to be tighter and smaller than it is. A guy with Supreme Jakes like Andrew can look good a bit softer. Nick has to be in great condition. He needs that waist to come down a little bit. It's too big. It's obviously the amount of internal organ growth he's got in the past couple of years. John's doing a good run. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, John. What else we got? What else we got from Nick that I can show? Trying to show you, I don't want to shit on him saying he was so much better before. Actually, YouTube, there was one IG channel that did a really good comparison. Who was the best bodybuilder? Let me go to that. They did a good comparison between 2021 and 2024 of Nick. So I'll put that up. Who is the best bodybuilder? That's a great question. It's gonna be hard to find because it goes back a ways. These Instagram pages, they do multiple posts a day, so sometimes you got to go way back to find it. But where's Nick? Where's Nick on that? I'll find it, guys, because it's worth looking at. Cause a lot of you feel that 2021 was his best look. So I do want to see if we can show the comparisons. Where is it, Nick? Where is it? I don't think they deleted it. Did they pin it? Oh, okay. Here we go. There we go. All right. So this is a comparison. That's 2021 on the left, 2025 on the right. Yeah. I wouldn't say most of his physique. Certain parts of his physique have gotten better. His back is definitely better, a lot more detailed. He's got one of the best rear doubles in the sport right now. His condition's better there. I don't know. I like 2021. Again, grow the hair back. That's a good one to leave up. Let's see. I guess that strong side back pull just needs to bring the front more streamlined. So let's get bigger. Yeah, he lost the plot. I mean, I'm not saying he's got a bubble gut, but when he's not paying attention, when he relaxes between poses, or when he's walking from one side of the stage to the other, and he's not really keeping his midsection sucked in, it looks bad. Now, I understand that most guys, if they do that, their belly would hang. My gut, I can look pregnant if I really push my gut out. Trust me. So I'm not that one to call the pot calling the kettle black. I don't want to be that guy, but he's got to keep it under control. He has to. He has no choice. It's kind of having what Dave happened to him. Palumboism. I mean, Dave lost size from the limbs, the arms and legs, and his midsection got bigger. Nick hasn't lost any limb size yet. There'll be 1,000 videos soon. Geez, I didn't know that. Thanks, your mom's flip flop. No neck, Nick. Video number 1,000. No, I didn't even know I had video number 1,000 coming up. If you look at the lighting, the guys are 12 feet in front of good stage lane. Perfect. Too far back. Good afternoon. What's up, Paul Bartlett? Travesty Unfold. No one's ever happy after the Olympia except the people who are fans of the winners. They're happy. Everyone else is pissed off and butthurt and calling bullshit and politics and blah, blah, blah. This package is still better than 24, 25. New York package midsection was atrocious in both. Mostly ironing shirts. Looks like Nick aged 10 years. I mean, he does need to chill out a little bit, I think. He's only hit the front double. Let's see. Let's go back to more comparisons there. No, that's not it. Yeah. Again, the 10 pounds he added, I don't think was necessary. I think he should go back to like 255. I think that's where he looked the best. I really do. Did Nick repost all those pictures from Gilco? I'm not sure. No, he only reposted that one, which is understandable because Gilco posted A lot of those shots that I'm surprised Nick didn't ask them to please take these pictures down, guys. Please. Not cool. That's a great shot. Leave that one. Yeah, that's okay. That's a good shot. I would leave that up, the Gilco shot. This one would be questionable. That's questionable. That's fine. That's fine. He's covering the abs. That's a great shot for Nick right there. That's a great Gilco shot. That is a terrible shot. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't ask Gilco Productions. You know that pictures like 6, 7, and 8 in that sequence. Can you please take those down? And I'm sure they would have complied. They would have done that for him. They're reasonable guys. The Mitchell brothers. I would take that shot down. That's fine. I'll take that one down. It's bulging out a little. He just looks like a block there, man. I can't see that physique as Mr. Olympia. I just can't. Can't do it, guys. It's like a lot of the young guys say, I just can't. Ron, you always check in, check if I'm in. You can always check if I'm in. Okay, next time I will. I didn't want to bother you, man. You gave me so much of your time yesterday, Leo. I appreciate it very much. Check out Overcomecast, his channel. He's in Las Vegas. He got a bunch of the guys who were in town. He's still got a great Lee Priest interview coming up. He got a bunch of the Olympians on his channel while they were in town in Vegas for the Olympia. So check out the Overcomecast channel, Leo's channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Look at that last one. Chat, we can actually well chat. And I talk to you guys. I don't just leave it up. I don't some YouTubers just leave you to talk amongst yourselves. I feel like I'm supposed to engage. It's the whole point. Crunch down the abs. Does he make his waist look wider? I think he's going to get even more out of his depth to the young competitors, better genetics. He's got great genetics for overall mass. I mean, he's got I think him and Krizo have the best arms in pro bodybuilding right now. Krizonik, and Nick, their arms are incredible. Probably why he doesn't do it, crunching down the abs. Fans who are angered by the travesty unfolded massively outnumber the fans who are rejoiced by the final outcome in the open division. No, I think there are probably more people upset that Derek won than otherwise, just because he just gets so much hate because, his arms, his biceps, they're not good. He doesn't have a lot of detail in the shoulders and the arms. I get it. So he's got an incredible structure and shape. He's got plenty of size and the condition. His back shots nobody beats Derek from the back. Tino did in the finals was much better. Skin just looks thicker on his lower back. Some belly shots of Ronnie. But yeah, Ronnie didn't. Toward the end of his career, Ronnie's belly was pretty big. What's up, Dan Dillon? Sam should fill out and do the next show. Well, he's doing Prague, which is 2 weeks after Olympia, so it's about a week and a half away, and I think he'll look a lot better. Disagree that Derek has won. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to agree. Him and Hadi were very close, so if you believe Hadi won, you're not wrong. He certainly could have won. I don't think too many people would complain. If he gets back to Pittsburgh shape, just small increments at size, yeah, grow his hair back. I'm sure he could grow his hair back. He had hair in Pittsburgh, for God's sake. He had plenty of hair. I don't think his hair in Pittsburgh looked, maybe like up close, it looked like it was thinning. What do I got there? Oh, that was Pittsburgh top 4. I just want to show that one. Comments. Let's see. Almost done. He's getting massive. Getting massive was his downfall, yeah. He got too big. I mean, if he can downsize, he can lose a little bit of muscle. It's not going to hurt him. He can lose 10, 15 pounds of muscle, and he'll probably look better because his midsection will probably come down. The overall effect is going to be better. Disney could have saved on CGI. Rough. Both Ron and Overcomecast. Oh, I mean, there's some great channels out there. Absolutely. I wouldn't just watch one channel. Andrew finally going to take it next year and keep it for a reign. I think Andrew could win it next year, sure. His waist is almost as wide as his shoulders. In that Instagram shot, definitely was. With everything so tall, I think he'd sit down more on side pose and back. I don't know if it's the way he poses. Yeah, he doesn't hit the poses very well. I would get a posing coach, but he also needs more hamstring. The hamstring, his side leg is not great. It needs to be great if he's going to be Mr. Olympia. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jack of all trades. So I love you, Ryan. Bible. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Your mom's flip-flop. This look of Nick made me feel thin and in shape. Didn't you learn from Martin going to Pittsburgh? Lee Priest steals his neighbor's dog food. No, he doesn't. Nick probably has best genetics in the chemical sense of any whatever. Yeah, I mean, he blew up very, very quickly. Nick Walker, like in 2017, I think he was like a middleweight. He was like 175, 180 pounds, and now he's like almost 280 for God's sake. Brandon Curry was impressive. I thought he was over that one show. Says he's get confidence back. He will, Dan. What I'm saying is he would have kept that hair thing or not. It probably looked like it was thinning if you were standing right in front of him. But look at that. Does that look like thinning hair? Doesn't to me. Nick is a bit like Greg Kovacs, get very big, never look pretty on stage. Nick's been constantly growing, maybe off the gas once to maintain his health. Yeah, I mean, he could stand to lose a little bit of muscle. He really could. He doesn't need to get any bigger. First, appreciate someone like a 99 who is big but still has a nice shape or someone. I personally, my favorite versions of Ronnie were his first 2 Olympia wins, where he was about 245, 250, and his 2001 Arnold Classic win, where again he was about 250. When Ronnie was 280 to 296, it was not as good. Almost impossible. Yeah, it's got to be mindful, but I think that's the only thing that's gonna bring his career back to where it could and should be. He should be top 3 at the Olympia. He should be. I don't know if he's going to win, but he could be a top 3 guy again. It's not going to happen. He needs to be more aggressive in his posing. Yeah, I mean, he had a little more confidence and aggression this year. It's still not. It still needs to be a little bit more. He came out to Bon Jovi. I don't want to live forever. Did he really? I don't want to live forever. Making you guys listen to sing. Needs to ask Mike is show surgeries. Yeah, isn't Mike getting some like a rib removed or something, or a couple ribs removed? Derek got a wide chest. Remember 20 didn't know why I was slowing down. Yeah. He's in his early 30s, Nick, now. But yeah, I hope he decides to slow down. That's all. Lee is the Van Derek winning Olympia from what I heard, not as a person with a physique. Oh, Lee Haney or Lee Priest? Big Ron, that's me, Dan. What's up? My favorite version of Ronnie when he was starting out, not even on gear. I mean, you're not going to convince a lot of these people he was ever a natural. He could do classic. Very few people can shrink their waist once it's blown up. We did see Rolly Winkler do it almost 10 years ago. It can be done. If Nick is watching, takes advice. Well, he won't take any from me. That's for damn sure. Lee Priest is selling a Chevy Cavalier. No, your money's not that different from our money. I was in Australia 2 years ago. The Australian dollar isn't that much higher than the Ron like his Olympia. Talk about Ronnie now. Ronnie Coleman. Best of favorite. Nick Fury in this. Don't listen to anything I say. Nick's not reading this. I can guarantee you. All right. That's it, guys. That is it. All right. So that's it, guys. If you're watching this on a replay, please let me know what you think Nick Walker should do, what Samson Dauda should do, because they're both phenomenal bodybuilders. Samson was the reigning Mr. Olympia. Nick is an Arnold Classic champion and a 3-time New York Pro champion. He almost beat Derek Lunsford, who just won the Olympia. He almost beat him. They were tied at the Pittsburgh Pro earlier in the season. So let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you watching very much. And this was video 999. I had no idea. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.